Hi, welcome to PyNet Labs. Here today we are going to look into some networking commands that you can use on your Windows devices or maybe even in some Linux and Unix systems. There might be small variations, but uh, the commands do work there as well. Okay, so the first command, let's look into uh, ping. Okay, so ping is the basic command for testing network connectivity. Okay, so it works by saying ping, and what you need to type in is either the domain name or some IP address. Okay, so for example, I can type in www.google.com, and so this tries to reach out to google.com. Also, as you can see, it has resolved its IP address and it is pinging it with some packets, 32 bytes to be precise. It gives you the time taken to go back and forth for the echo, right? And it also gives you a final statistics of how good the connectivity is. So as you can see in my case, it's a 0% loss, meaning the connectivity is super good, right? And the minimum and the maximum time, as you can see, is between 1 to 4 milliseconds, the average time being 2 milliseconds, which is kind of great. That's okay.
If you enjoyed the content of the video, don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel.
So ping command would certainly help you out in a lot of stuff, right? If there is another machine and you know its IP address, you can also simply say ping and maybe so. I think my gateway address is 192.168.0.1, I suppose. And yeah, as you can see, I can ping my gateway and the connectivity is good there as well. So yeah, I have good connectivity with my gateway. That's my router basically. Right. So I have good connectivity with to my router and yeah, certainly I will have good internet possibly if everything else is working fine as well. So that's the ping command, a very basic command that you need to test basic connectivity in networking. Ping command does work the same in most cases, even in other operating systems. So this is a Windows-based machine, but it will work fine with Linux, Unix, even Cisco iOS systems. Right. So yeah, let's do CLS, clear the screen up, and the next command up here is traceroute, or as it is called here as the traceRT. TraceRT command works in a similar format. So traceRT, and you can either provide a domain name or you could provide an IP address. And what this does is basically it tells you how does your machine reach the other machine, meaning the domain name or the IP address that you have put in the tracert command. For example, I can issue traceroute or tracert to www.google.com and we'll try to trace the route, as you can see, over a maximum of 30 hops to google.com. Right? It has two resolved the IP address, and this might take some time, right? Because it uh, does test out multiple, as you can see, it is trying out to reach that uh, hops multiple times, and it will finally give you an output regarding how well the connectivity is also to that particular hop. So like I said, it may take time for the entire output to be generated. As you can see, it's already hopped 6 routers. This is the 7th one. Cool. So as you can see, the first hop is always my gateway, right? That's my router. And then it reaches out to my ISP, and from there on it goes on and on and on. And finally, this is the final router server that you have to reach google.com. Right. Cool. So this particular output defines the route that you need to take to reach google.com, right? And you can see also the average time it takes per hop. right? And that's kind of again okay. 3 milliseconds, 1 millisecond, and yeah, so this is sort of fine. So that's the traceroute command for you. Let's do a clear screen again, and the next top is the pathping command. A pathping command basically is it's a tool developed by Microsoft and is widely available on Windows systems only. Right now, what pathping basically does is it sends packets to the final destination and the routers on the way and reports the latency and packet lost in every hop. Okay, so just like Tracert or ping command, basically you could say that it combines the functionality of Tracert and the ping command, right? So you can find out where the routers maybe causing issues in your network and stuff, right? So let's do this. So path ping, and again, let's try to do it on google.com. Again, the pathping command can take a lot of time because it is doing a trace route, right? Meaning it is trying to trace the route, plus it will generate some statistics over a period of time, right? To give you a final statistics. So that it has a detailed output, but it may require some time. So generally ranging from possibly 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, is what it will take. And yeah, so we'll have to wait for that. Right, as you can see, in the first phase of this command, it tries to trace the route, and uh, you can see from my machine, it goes onto my gateway and maybe to my ISP or something, and then there's a list of routers that it goes to, and finally reaches the final destination. Then it computes statistics for 175 seconds. Here it says, yeah, so that's almost uh, like 3 minutes. Right, so that will take some time, but finally it will give you a very good amount of statistics as to where the problems can be in case maybe something is not really working fine. So you can find out where the issue is, on what router. Maybe something is congested, maybe something is not working, and then maybe you can reach out to the appropriate authorities and get a resolution. All right. So yeah, but we'll have to wait for this to be generated. And it's still working. So meanwhile, in the background, it's sending packets, receiving echoes, and it's generating those statistics. So as you can see, it has begun to generate the output, and so it's the hop, the round trip time it says, and the packet lost in case any is shown as a percentage per hop basis. So you can certainly find out, in case there's a problem with any of the hops there. You can see that here on the fourth hop there is a tendency problem here, 2% loss. So yeah, compared to others, there is maybe some kind of congestion or something that's happening over there. The rest, as you can see, is more or less fine. Right, so yeah, so you can see there was quite a loss here and at the sixth hop, and so yeah, certainly this could indicate problems here, and certainly all the packets were lost as it says. Uh, So yeah, certainly this could be a problem. So in case I was facing issues reaching Google.com, possibly this could be a problem here, right? So I could reach out to the authorities, maybe something, you can. So I know at least where the problem is. Okay. In case my ISP say that it is not the problem, then yes, supposedly this might be. Okay, moving on. This is clearing the screen, and yeah, the next up is the netstat command. All right, so netstat is again a utility, and what that basically gives you is the status of your network. It's the network statistics for your entire infrastructure, and you can basically see what all ports are open on my machine, uh, what is their current state, what am I connected to, right? So I can issue the netstat command, as you can see, and give me a list of protocols, the local address that is connected. So this is my address. That's the local port that is currently open. So I'm currently connected to this website here, and it is saying that this is a HTTPS thing, right? So it's a secured connection that has been in the established state. And it will generate a list of things that are currently open right now. As you can see, just currently scanning for my connections, and it says all of these things are established. So this can be really useful in very specific forms in terms of let's say security, where you want to scan your device as to what ports are open and what are listening, and maybe you want to shut down some of your ports, right, to prevent uh, hackers from getting in. So yeah, this will probably take some time, and but I hope you get the picture, right? So that's the protocol. This can be TCP, UDP, or whatever protocol that is trying to connect over the network. This is your own IP address. That's your own port that's open on the local machine that is being used for the connection. This is the foreign address. This is the foreign machine that I'm connected to, and this is the port uh, which is currently being used. So HTTPS, for example, that's 443, right? So instead of the port number, because it's a well-known port, you can see that it shows the name instead of the port number. Yeah, I'll simply break off from this. I hope you get the picture. I just break off from the command here, and yeah, right. So next off, let's clear the screen. And what if I want to see my own IP address, right, and my device? And what if I want to know my MAC address, for example, or my I want to know my gateway or something like that. The command is ipconfig. The same command is probably run as in Unix or Linux systems as in the ifconfig. Here it's the ifconfig, and if you just put enter, you see sort of a limited information that you have on various of your LAN adapters, right? That's the network adapters that are present on your machine, and will give you what all addresses you have, what's the gateway, what's your subnet mask, and stuff like that. Of course, you can see that I have a lot of adapters, also because I have a lot of virtual machine or virtualization software on my machine. So I have adapters for those as well. As you can see, this is VirtualBox, and so on and so forth. And in case you have real physical adapters, more than one, of course, you will see those information here as well. In case you need more information, what you can do is you can issue the command ipconfig/all. I'll just clear the screen up, and that's ipconfig/all. That gives you a very detailed information of this of on similar grounds. Okay, so as you can see, so let me just find my physical interface here. Okay, so this is my physical interface here, and as you can see, it provides a very detailed, what's the description. So this is probably a Realtek device, and you can also see the physical address now, the MAC address. Um, that's my local address for IPv6, and that's my IP address, right? I can also see the lease time, my gateway, my DNS server, and whatnot. Right. So yeah, you can see all these information in the ipconfig space front slash all command. I hope you enjoyed this session here, and I hope this is useful for you for troubleshooting your devices and networking. Bye bye, guys.